welcome back to another episode of NFTs with Keys. I'm your host, Keys, and that's my buddy Rick. Say hi, Rick.
What up? Yo.
Yeah. So I guess a lot of stuff's kind of happened this week. Some bad stuff. So heard some, prayers and a lot of thoughts going out to those families in Texas. That's it's tough to deal with. And also Seth Green. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry, not trying to make light of the former, but the latter is kind of funny, but does suck. But jumping into what we're talking about today, we're going to talk obviously about the Seth Green situation a little bit more. Obviously, we joked about it last week, but a lot has come out since then. Also, too, some hotel reservations are getting an NFT makeover. And also, too, Netflix is utilizing NFTs for a scavenger hunt, so I think that's kind of cool, too.
Really?
Yeah. So let's just jump into this Seth Green stuff. So as we know, Seth Green tried to buy an NFT, and it basically was a phishing hack, and he lost a bunch of NFTs, specifically some Bored Apes. Um, so one of the Bored Apes did get purchased, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But so basically, the story goes from kind of funny to sad / funnier. I don't know. It depends on the way you look at it. But basically, Seth Green was looking at starting a new show called White Horse Tavern. He actually teased the trailer for this show this past Saturday at VCon. And
VCon, that's where.
Yeah. So basically, what the whole premise of the show is, it's based on a question. It's like, what if your friendly neighborhood bartender was a Bored Ape Yacht Club member? You know, Bored Ape Yacht Club number 8398 specifically. Yeah. So in an interview with Gary Vee, Green said that he wanted to imagine a universe where it doesn't matter what you look like. What only matters is your attitude. Yeah, okay, sure. I mean, I like Robot Chicken, so hey, it could be good. You know what I mean? But since the attack happened, he lost the ape in question that is supposed to star as the main protagonist of the show. He named it Fred Simeon, which I give him props for that. That's pretty clever. But the kind of issue that comes down to it is, it's like, now that he doesn't have it, he doesn't have commercial rights to it. So this whole show might just be dead in the water because it's gone.
What a waste of money.
Yeah, right. So Green also said in the interview that he quote, "I bought the ape in July 2021 and have spent the last several months developing and exploiting the IP to make it into the star of this show. Then days before, his name is Fred, by the way, days before he's set to make his debut, he's literally kidnapped." I don't know if kidnapped would be the right term, but he was
kidnapped was the name of the show.
Kidnapped, I think, is the wrong term to use, but it was definitely stolen. And like I kind of hinted at, the issue that where I find this kind of interesting and kind of sad is the copyright law. There is already copyright law precedent that states that you can't purchase anything stolen, or because that's illegal. So the guy who actually bought the Bored Ape in question, because the other one, all his other NFTs haven't been purchased. Even OpenSea's has designated like suspicious activity on the NFTs that are up there. We'll get to that in a little bit too. But the guy's name, or girl, they, them, whatever.
Right,
Darkwing 84 is the person's name who bought the NFT in question. And Seth Green's been basically pleading with him, trying to get it back. He spent the last several days tweeting at Darkwing84 in attempts to reclaim the Bored Ape. Again, appealing to him, let's work it out between us. Honestly, it's not going to work. I don't think it's going to happen. I think his best bet is to try to get those other Bored Apes back, or spend the money for a new one and just change it so you can still do the show.
That's probably your best bet now. He's pretty cheap nowadays, right? We're talking what, like $2,000 for Freddy?
No, it's
at
actually
least 30. It's less.
Yeah, it's less. As of this recording, it's $1,776.
Bro, Seth, just go buy another monkey. I'm Bored Ape.
Yeah. But yeah, so I guess this is where it kind of gets weird too. Is So basically, yeah. So it gets kind of weird because there is that whole um, intellectual property thing. Like, is there any way he can get it back? Let's be honest, probably not. But um, if the current owner of the NFT wanted to cause trouble for Seth Green, they probably could because that person becomes the holder and has the commercial rights to the NFT itself. A growing number of NFT projects are granting owners the right to commercially adapt their work, so that's kind of cool too. Which has also been useful in strategies increasing brands. Obviously, the way Bored Ape does it, but then this is where it's going to come with legal ramifications. Um, Basically, this dude named Daniel Dubin, I think, he's said that there might be a way in copyright law in lawsuits to do this because, like I kind of alluded to earlier, uh, it's illegal to buy stolen goods, and so if there's a way to somehow circumnavigate the crypto space and be able to grab that, he could end up getting it back, but it's going to be really hard in a decentralized area. I mean, shoot, you and Rob were just talking before we got on, before we went live, about how it's like, yeah, what would you say? Like, oh yeah, if you can track down stolen goods, I hope
Oh
they
yeah,
use that for
if
sex
you can
slaves. Like,
effectively track this down, yeah, sex trafficking is going to be completely obsolete.
yeah,
We got it.
which is a good thing, which is a good thing. So let's hope this works. But like, it just seems really hard to see how that's going to happen. Also, too, Eric Goldman, an intellectual property and technology law professor at Santa Clara University, said ordinarily bona fide purchasers are legally protected if they buy an item not knowing that it's a hot item. But the buyers of stolen NFTs from the blockchain, which records a chain of ownership, could make it tricky for them to plead ignorance. There will be a lot of questions about whether they're buying a stolen NFT or not doing their homework. So essentially, if Darkwing 84 was smart, I'd probably just try to sell it back to Seth Green for sure. Like, don't be ridiculous and try to be like 1,000 ETH or something. But hey, maybe tell them you want 100 Bitcoin. I don't know.
I mean, I would definitely go the route of I want 1,000 each. You
Yeah,
know, like because now we know. Listen, I know you got a show that's based off of this, and it's either 1,000 each or percentage of the world to the show.
yeah, but you see, the thing is, if that's the case, though, if I was Seth Green, I would just buy a new Bored Ape. I mean, like, why
If
would
I
you
was
spend
Seth
a
Green, I'd
thousand
probably
ETH? Why
buy.
would you spend 1,000 ETH when you can spend what, like, a few hundred, maybe three,
So
four,
so
five
see,
hundred?
here's the thing for me too. So now that you say it like that, right? Why the price of this Bored Ape is insignificant to the return of a good sitcom, right? Of what you'll actually get back from that. If this show was legitimately good, why not just get another Bored Ape and just push that in, right? So
Well,
I'm genuinely curious why it's such a big deal, you know?
well, it's because when you're developing a show or any kind of like movie or TV show, obviously there's a lot that goes into it. You're not just building out the character itself. So it's down to the like he created like okay, it's just an image, but now he gave this image a personality, a voice, a mind to think, and kind of created a whole new being off of this. So to just grab a new Bored Ape and be like, okay, well it's gonna fit this, it's like no, now it's gonna push production back months, if not a year, because you're going to have to work on, just like how he said, he spent months developing and exploiting the IP for that specific Bored Ape.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So he
So,
has to do it for the itemized Bored
but
Ape by number.
but going based off of what you said, wouldn't it be smarter just to sit there and buy a new one for 130, 200 ETH and just spend the next 3, 4 months doing the same thing you just did and just put it in a put it on your hardware wallet?
Yeah, right? Or, Winter Soldier it. You just don't even store it anywhere and start memorizing your seed phrase.
Yeah, like, but yeah. So, anyways, going back to what I said earlier about the OpenSea thing. OpenSea has put a suspicious activity indicator on the NFTs that were stolen. But they did state that we do not have the power to freeze or delist NFTs that exist on decentralized blockchains. However, we do disable the ability to use OpenSea to buy or sell stolen items.
Right.
So, I mean, since they are the kind of the main marketplace for NFTs, it would be hard. But let's be honest, if that guy wanted to say, "Hey, I have it for 4 ETH, who wants it?" Someone it'll be purchased right away. It doesn't matter if it has a suspicious activity marker on it. But going back to I think if he really wants that Fred Simeon back, I think he should just offer 230 ETH. Like, you know what I mean? Just offer 100 ETH more than what he bought it for. ETH is down right now. It's not going to cost him.
What if you're right? What if celebrities don't actually buy these NFTs? And what if he doesn't have access to any of this crypto? What if he isn't really the holder? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if it's one of these, like, another one of these celebrity nonsense things?
Him or his company would have to be the holder of it, or he wouldn't have commercial rights to it. Which makes me think, how I've like alluded to, like I don't think a lot of these celebrities actually hold these. I think they're corporation. They're incorporated.
Yeah.
Like Snoop Dogg. Not saying him personally isn't, holding it, but I would believe his company that he, does all his stuff for is the one who buys this stuff as investments, and that in turn, when you buy those as a company investment, you get tax write-offs at the end of the year. So it's like I think a lot of that stuff does go in because there's a lot of closed door stuff. A lot of people don't realize, especially when you're an artist or you're in this stuff. Like you don't think about the 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 I can't even think of the word, like
legal gymnastics.
there you go. There you go. Yeah, yeah.
Know?
Sorry, I just like had a brain fart right there. I don't even know what just happened, but so it's like I don't think a lot of people think of that. So that's possible, or maybe he actually did have it. I mean, I think he did because the fact that it was stolen. Like clearly, like he hooked up his like MetaMask or whatever to this, linked his wallet to it. I would assume if you had a business and you were doing it through like a business purchase kind of thing, you're gonna have someone like like someone who's an IT or techie person to be like, no, 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 don't do that. Or if you're gonna do that, let's start a new wallet and hook that one up. Like
I'm starting to realize that I'm going to need to start opening up my side business, Rickelsons. Keep you safe in the blockchain world. All right, guys. If anyone want me to lock down their environments to make sure no one's getting their blockchain, I do offer quarterly fishing training to make sure that you guys won't get spearfished or anything like that. Hit me up, Rickelson. Also, NFT attorney at law.
But yeah, so I mean, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out too. I think it's kind of he shot himself in the foot. I don't think there's going back. I think the best way moving forward is him to just buy some new ones and spend the next 6 months or 3 to 6 months developing the new Bored Ape so you can still put your show on. I mean, what would suck though is if all the other NFTs, if some of the, I don't know what doodles are like or moonbirds, I don't know if you're able to use them commercially, but if you were, that would suck because you basically stole his cast for his new show, which is kind of funny at the end. So like I said, this goes from being funny to sad to interesting to funny again. I don't know, but let's move on. So this is something I know you like, Rick. When NFTs get more utilization outside of just art or just out of just moving pictures or GIFs or whatever, So the hotel industry is, I think, I didn't even think about this when we discussed what's going to change in the in 2022. The hotel industry. I never even thought about this being used. So the hotel industry is going to get an NFT makeover where you're able to actually get reservations as NFTs. So some resorts think they might have found a way to avoid getting stuck with excess inventory. When guests cancel at the last minute, sure they charge you 20%, but now they have an open room that cost $500-$600 a night, if not more into the thousands. So I get it. So basically, what they're gonna do, what some of these hotels and more lodging places, it seems like more resort like are the first ones that are going to do it. They're going to convert room nights for sale into NFTs that can be bought and sold, kind of like how StubHub does with event tickets. So yeah, I see you sitting there. Going, So you're telling me I can buy one and then I can sell it to someone else if I don't want to go, yes, that is 100%.
So, so you're telling me I'm never going to be able to get a hotel room again? Oh God,
Not necessarily.
gone are the days of affordable hotel rooms.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, this isn't from what I've researched on it. It's not really going to be like, sure, your Best Westerns aren't going to do this, but not even Vegas hotels seem to be doing this kind of thing. This seems to be more of, I'll get there in a second. So some of the owners say they ensure that this gets them paid for the rooms because guests would sell their reservations in the market if they decide to not go and appeal to the crypto enthusiastic traveler. So one of the first hotels was that's announcing this is Casa de Campo resort and villas in the Dominican Republic.
Okay.
So we're talking about somewhere that's probably upward to the $10,000 a night. So I don't know if that's how much it is. I didn't really look into that place, but if you're traveling to the Dominican Republic, or I think some of the other places was like Paris or San Francisco, or like, so there it seems to be more of a high end thing because that's probably why these resorts and villas, or whatever, they're the ones that are doing this because when someone cancels, and sure that, like I said, 20%, sure you get $2,000 back, but it's 10 grand a night. Now I have an open space. That's a lot of money you're losing right there when you could have sold it. But they did. So some of these. So I think what was it? The Casa de Campo Resort. They did actually release a statement saying we can reach another consumer that maybe isn't booking through traditional means. Basically saying we want crypto people to come. We know they have a ton of money. We want their money. So I think it's smart.
Yeah, it makes total sense to me.
Yeah. So Casa de Campo has signed a deal with the startup Pintada, which recently launched a booking system that includes hotels in the Caribbean, Mexico, San Francisco, and Hawaii. So with it, you can reserve rooms at those properties by buying an NFT from Pintada, and then if you don't want to go, or like let's say something happens, you get sick, you can always put it up on the marketplace and then try to sell it. And then so the sale, all sales on this platform are final, and the point of the view of the hotel owners because they get their revenue is guaranteed.
Right.
They're getting it because there's no real cancellation. If you don't show up, then you're still paying the full amount. You already paid the full amount. It's just now, can you recoup your money? So, so basically, like I said, your travelers or anybody who your change of plans. Wow, they can take the token, from one user to another, or from one Pintada hotel to another, which I thought that was kind of cool. So basically, if you don't use it, then you might be able to refund it by using it. Let's say you're not going to be in the Dominican Republic because something happened, an earthquake happened. So now you're going to Hawaii. So now you can use it in Hawaii.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
In fact, that's actually, as far as being a gimmick, I mean, it's definitely another use case. And when you're talking about super luxury hotels and like the resorts, really, that makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, if that is a successful venture, we're a stone's throw away from seeing that happen for cruise ships and things like that too, no doubt.
Yeah, definitely. And then also too, what I thought was kind of interesting, cool that Pintada would do is they also said that they're the buyer of last resort. So if someone doesn't buy your reservation, Pintada will buy it from you.
That's cool. That's cool. So there must be some smart contracts in play where you're not able to jack up this price exuberantly on your side. Otherwise, I would game that system so hard and put this thing up for a ridiculous amount of whatever cryptocurrency it's going to be worth, and hope for that last resort to come through.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, or what you, for all you know, you can, let's say you can jack it up, but they'll go, well, we know what you paid for. Here's what you get. You know what I mean?
OBO or best offer.
Well, no, my guess is though, let's say you do that, you do end up doing that, and you get a reservation, you spend, let's say, 30 grand on the reservation, you can't go, and then you're like, oh, this is an important week, and I'm gonna jack it up to 200 grand, let's say, and then no one buys it, and then Pintada buys it, they'll probably just give you 30 grand back.
Yeah, but then you got to ask, like, it's got to be a proprietary market at that point. Then
Yeah, but
I
I
wonder if they're
mean,
going to have their own blockchain.
yeah, I don't know. Like I haven't really.
Yeah, it's a lot of questions that come up. Like, how do you make this work efficiently? That's cool, though. I'm glad that there are people thinking outside of the gym,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
awesome.
So Mark Gordon, Pintata's co-founder and chief hospitality officer, said, "You give hotel owners certainty of income, but give travelers the flexibility if their plans change to sell or swap tokens." So that's the thing is like, let's say you have it and you don't want to go to the Dominican Republic or San Francisco anymore, and so you
Mm,
can swap it for Mexico or Hawaii. So again,
that's cool.
I think that's kind of cool. And this isn't the first one too. So I did a little more research, and I didn't really find much information on this one. But there's another startup called Stay Open, which converts unutilized retail and office spaces into hostel-like lodgings. Apparently, the only one that they have open right now is in Venice Beach, California. Um,
All right.
yeah, right. Which kind of makes me a little iffy. It's like, yo, I know that area. I'm not trying to hostile it out there, bro. Like, let's be
Right.
honest. But they do plan on opening up more in the future as they get more funding. Which again, I think it's kind of cool to see the the hospitality industry kind of accepting NFTs, but not going, well, we're not going to buy a crypto punk and put it in our lobby.
Mm,
We're going to actually utilize NFTs for something more. And I think if this does work, I do think we might see Vegas. Vegas might be the biggest spot for this to boom, and that would be kind of cool.
I think you're right.
Imagine if you're you get into an MGM. Think about all the hotels that are owned by MGM.
Bro, if MGM adopts NFT in any kind of capacity like this, expect to see this for the tickets for their shows. Expect to find some way that them to work blockchain into these slot machines. Like if
Yeah.
MGM grabs a hook to these things, it's there's a plethora of things that I can NFT over there. Not to say that we should, but just ways to make money. Like I know I could NFT a lot of Vegas. Again, not saying we should, but money's a powerful motivator.
Yeah, but like I said though, like imagine though, like I said, like if you do at MGM, they own like what 3 or 4, not 7 different hotels on the strip.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you're
Yep.
at MGM Grand and you're like, I don't want to be here anymore, or you're like, oh, I don't want to be there anymore. Oh, there's an open room down at their other hotel, and then you just swap the token, and then you get to stay there at that one. That gives flexibility between hotel chains, not even chains, but just the different hotels that are owned by the same conglomerate. So I think that'll
Mm.
be I think once Vegas or New York or somewhere like, or not even LA, but yeah, Vegas or maybe New York or something like that implements something like this, then that's when I think this will become more standard across the board. Like if all Vegas hotels do this, then you're gonna see it pop up in like Hong Kong, in Japan, in London, in like Singapore, in all these big like touristy areas. And the next thing you know, you're gonna have to go on to an NFT marketplace to go get a Best Western, which would be kind of funny to be honest. But
And I digress. God. You know what? I changed my mind. I'm changing my careers, ladies and gentlemen. I wanted to be an NFT lawyer, but now I'm an NFT hotel motel room mogul. I own them all.
uh, yeah, man, I'm kind of interested to see the way this all plays out. But yeah, but let's move on to this last topic for today. So on Netflix, not a new series. It's their third season, but Love, Death plus Robots has just came out with the new season, their third one. It's actually pretty good. I watched it. I enjoyed it, except for
I did too.
the last episode though with the dancing gold per. I don't know, dude. That was weird.
Oh, that wasn't the last one for me, but like that one was trippy.
Yeah, it
That
was
was
weird.
that was trippy, and then it went a different direction than I thought it was gonna go.
Yeah,
But like,
yeah.
and it was
But
totally good.
all the other ones in the third season were awesome, especially bringing back the robots. If you watch the first season and
Mm-hmm.
then the way that ended on Mars, perfect. What'd you think? It was going to be Elon? Perfect. Anyways, don't want to ruin it for anyone out there. But so
Allie already called us out. It's spoilers. Spoilers.
yeah, yeah,
We
no,
got
no.
you're called out.
But Love, Death plus Robots just recently released their season, like I said. But they're utilizing NFTs and a QR code scavenger hunt. So according to the show's website, the scavenger hunt was created in a partnership with Web3 Studio Feature, and includes nine pieces of QR coded digital artwork in various mediums, including billboards, videos, and episodes of the sci-fi series. I didn't see any QR code that I could scan during that, but that makes me want to go back and watch it, because if you catch it, it's a scavenger hunt. So if you get it, you might end up with one of these. But apparently these things aren't really worth much. So in the Love, Death, and Plus Robots NFTs are minted on the Ethereum blockchain, and their starting price for each NFT on OpenSea is 0.003 Ethereum, or about $6, probably less now.
Or in other words, the gas fee is going to be more than the NFT.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. Yeah, yeah. So that's why you should just keep it, or not buy one of those, or go try to find one of those. But
you know what you all should do? You should go out and go get 1,000,000 tokens. Go out and buy 5,000,000 tokens.
Yeah,
Just one.
yeah.
Every one of you. Go buy 1,000,000 tokens.
Yeah. I did that. Thanks, Rick. Thanks.
Well, if everyone does it, that 1,000,000 tokens, right?
Oh man. But yeah, so this isn't also the first time that Netflix has been using NFTs, or not really NFTs, but kind of dipping their toe into the crypto space, as they did just release a documentary called Trust No One: The Hunt for the Crypto King, which is about, I forget, it was one of the CEOs of early on crypto company, and how he mysteriously died. I haven't watched the documentary, but I hear it's pretty good. But so it does seem that Netflix is open to it. It'd be weird to see Netflix in the blockchain, but because I don't like when big corporations get into this decentralized area, because they like centralized things. But Decentraflix, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I'm interested to see what they do. I do like the idea of using NFTs as marketing material, because clearly they're not worth anything, so it doesn't really matter. But it is kind of cool. Like I said, it makes me want to go watch that series again to see where I see a QR code pop up, and see if I can't snag one. So if you are watching
I think you make a great point on that. It's like movie posters and stuff. When movies come out, people obviously want them at the time when they really want them. But if you were to buy one, get your hands on it, they're relatively inexpensive, easy to get, right? But years later, as the movie ages or becomes a cult classic, now these little things start to pick up value. And I'm totally okay with that. That's cool.
Yeah. So like I said, and also too, it creates the billboards and videos, or like maybe on their YouTube, they might have some embedded like QR codes there. But the fact that they put them in the episodes of the series, it makes people watch it, and watch it multiple times for different reasons. The first time you're enjoying it. The second time you're trying to see where's a QR code. The third time you're like, okay, you have your phone out the whole time. Like, oh, where is it? Where is it? Click. Oh, I got it. Like, and so I think that's kind of cool. It's a good way to get people more involved into your product. It's great branding. It's great marketing. And whoever thought of that at Netflix, or if that was the director or whoever, yeah, hats off to you guys. Like, holy crap, that is genius, genius. But yeah, I think that's it for today. That's all I got, at least, except for the weekly NFTs with keys.
Oh.
Shameless plug for me.
So we talk about all these NFTs here, and we talk about Ethereum. We talk about how cheap it is right now at 1,700-ish an Ethereum coin, but that's a little too rich for your blood, and you decided to go to a blockchain with real merit behind it. You got yourself a little ADA. Don't be afraid of staking that. Flip the staking with AGC. We're a single stake pool operator, low saturation, so that means every time we mint a block, you get maximum reward. That's ticker AGC.
And also, too, if you want $10 free Bitcoin, go to swanbitcoin.com/AGC. And you don't even have to do anything. Just sign up, and they give you free $10 worth of Bitcoin, which, in a few years, that's probably going to be worth $100. That's all you bought. Hey, you're welcome. But yeah, go follow me on Twitter at NFTs with Keys, as well as my buddies over at the Our Heroes Crypto Twitter handle. I said that wrong. At Our Heroes Crypto. There you go. Thank you everybody for tuning in. We love you, especially like the 4 people who watch us every week on both of the shows. Go check out the Crypto Bytes podcast too. They put it down on Mondays. They have a bunch of news about crypto and all that stuff. Yeah, and also too, thoughts and prayers to the families in Texas. That sucks, guys. But yeah, sorry to leave you on a downer note, but hey, deuces.